If you grew up with a Gen X parent, you probably heard one of these, figure it out yourself. I'm not your friend, I'm your parent. Or simply, silence. Sound familiar? Because if it does, you are not alone. And today, psychology is going to explain exactly why your Gen X parent is the way they are. Here's the thing, they weren't cold, they were built that way. And the science behind it? Honestly, kind of heartbreaking. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, is sandwiched between the boomer sand millennials. They're the forgotten middle child of generations, except they raised you. So let's talk about what actually made them. Section 1. The latchkey kid wound. Picture this, it's 1979. A 10-year-old comes home from school. Nobody's there, no texts, no check-ins, just a key owner string around their neck. And total silence. That was millions of Gen X childhoods. Both parents working, divorce rates skyrocketing, and zero supervised after-school care. They didn't just come home to empty houses, they became the parents. Cooking dinner, watching younger siblings, handling everything alone. Psychologists call it parentification. And here's what it does to a kid's brain. It rewires them to see emotional needs as a burden, so they learn to shut them off tiredly. Fast forward 30 years, and that same kid is now your parent. And when you cry or need reassurance or want to talk about your feelings, they short-circuit, not because they don't care, because they literally never learned how. Section 2. The independence paradox. Your Gen X parent doesn't hover over you, and that's actually intentional. But here's the plot twist. The way they show love looks a lot like not caring. To a Gen X parent, independence is love, pushing you to solve your own problems, withholding the safety net. That's them preparing you for a world they know can be brutal. They don't want you blindsided the way they were, but psychology draws a critical line between building resilience and emotional withholding. And Gen X parents often blur it, not out of cruelty, but out of pure survival instinct. Psychologist Diana Baumrind mapped this out in her parenting styles research. Many Gen X parents sit between authoritative and dismissive avoidant, loving fiercely in action, but emotionally unavailable in the moments you need the most. Section 3. Why they don't trust anyone. Watergate, AIDS crisis, Cold War, corporate layoffs destroying their parents' careers overnight. Gen X watched institutions fail in real time, and they never forgot it. This created a generation defined by deep, structural cynicism, government lying, corporations exploiting, authority figures suspect until proven otherwise. And that skepticism, they brought it into your house. Sometimes that looks like questioning your teachers, your doctors, your coaches, right in front of you. And here's the contradiction that will genuinely blow your mind. The very same parent who says don't trust the system is also the one who enforced every rule in the house without question. Because underneath the cynicism is a desperate need for control, a direct response to the chaos of their own childhood. They distrust institutions, but they need structure. That tension never fully resolves. Section 4. Emotional unavailability, the real reason. There's a psychological term you need to know, alexithymia. It means difficulty identifying and expressing your own emotions. And it's significantly more common in people raised with emotional neglect. Gen X parents weren't taught emotional language. Nobody sat with them and said, that sounds really hard, or it's okay to be sad. So they grew up fluent in practicality and almost illiterate in feelings. They feel everything, they just have no words for it. So when your Gen X parent shows up with food instead of a hug, that is the hug. When they fix your car instead of asking how you're doing, that's I love you, in the only language they were ever taught. Their love language is almost exclusively acts of service. And their words of affirmation tank is completely empty, not by choice but by design. Recognizing that gap changes everything about how you interpret them. The truth about Gen X parents. Here's what the research actually shows, and this part surprises most people. Gen X parents are more involved than their own parents ever were. They broke cycles, they show up. They're more likely to say, I love you. More likely to attend your events, advocate for you, sacrifice for you. They are the bridge generation, raised with almost no blueprint for healthy parenting, and still trying to build something better, imperfectly, quietly, consistently. The stoicism isn't coldness, the tough love isn't cruelty. They were built for a world that demanded they need no one, and the fact that they need you, even if they can't say it. That's the whole story. So next time your Gen X parent says something blunt, or skips the emotional check-in, or fixes the problem instead of feeling it with you, remember what psychology tells us. They're not withholding love, they're giving you everything they were ever given. And then some. Now I want to hear from you. Did you grow up with a Gen X parent? Drop one word in the comments that describes them. One word. Let's see what comes up.